Hi everyone, this is Left Link Legwork, and I just filmed a video that unfortunately had pretty poor quality, and so now I'm refilming the last part of that video. Unfortunately, the sound went in and out a lot during the message, and because it was such a good message, I'm not going to refilm that, but I did want to refilm the last portion of the video, which was the reading for today. And so I'm going to go over those cards again once more that were pulled and the messages that came forth for those. I do think it's really important to read the scripture that came up for the read for the spiritual message for today, because it really does play into the cards that were pulled. And so the scripture was from the Bible, from the New King James Version. It was Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 20. And that scripture reads, "Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. You will know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Even so, every good tree bears good fruits, but a bad tree bears bad fruits. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Therefore, by their fruits you will know them." So what I was talking about at the end of that first video was that just because somebody knows the right words to say, or maybe they talk about scriptures, or maybe it just on a personal level, they come into your life and they tell you what you want to hear. They're very charming. They know the right words to say, and they make lots of promises, or they make lots of statements about their belief system. But then on the flip side, they either don't follow through on their words, or they may say something and then do another, or maybe they tell you that they pray all the time, or that they read their scriptures, or they meditate daily, but then they treat people, maybe they treat service workers, or when they're ordering food, they talk down to the waiter. It could be something as simple as that, but basically their actions don't match their words. The tree is bearing a bad fruit. It doesn't matter if they say they're an apple tree, but yet the fruit that comes off of them is sour. It's not truly an apple. So in life, I think it's really important that we assess people by the energy that they bring into our lives, not by the words that they speak, or the clothes that they wear, or the social status that they claim to have. It's really important that we look at the fruits that they're bringing. So again, you can even apply this to the news today and what we're hearing on the news about why we're in quarantine. It's very easy to tell us one thing, but what does your intuition say about the fruits of that person delivering the message to you? What are the fruits? And always assess the fruits. So the cards that came up, the first one was family, belonging, community, culture, and tribe. So at this time, for this weekend, the collective message is really to take time to assess your nest. Take the time to assess your nest. Who have you invited into your sacred spaces? The place that you're in quarantine, the place that you're quarantining in, your home, should be a safe place, a place where you feel honored and respected, a place where you feel nurtured and safe. And if it's not that space for you, what needs to be thrown into the fire? The tarot cards that came up were Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. And the Seven of Pentacles is about assessing the seeds that you've planted and which ones are bearing fruit and which ones are not. So assessing your nest, assessing the fruits of the trees in your garden, and throwing the ones into the fire that are no longer serving you and no longer honoring your space. Knowing that casting someone out of your life, or blocking someone or deleting someone, isn't a not loving thing to do. It's actually a very loving thing to do. In my life, I've always lived by that motto, always choose love. And I've learned in life that always choosing love isn't necessarily always choosing love for someone else. Sometimes it's actually choosing love for yourself and choosing love for your sacred space. We all deserve to have peaceful lives and happiness in our lives. And if the people in our lives are disturbing our peace, If the people in our lives are not helping us to feel safe, secure, or loved, it's okay to set a boundary in place, to say no, to say that's not okay, to walk away, and to maintain our boundaries so that we can feel safe in our spaces. The Ace of Swords is about the importance of speaking our truth. Swords are about communication, and this card in particular is about communicating your truth in the most loving and the highest, most high vibe way. And sometimes, as spiritual people, as people who are trying to live in a loving and trying to live, not even trying, as spiritual people who are doing our best to live in love and light and to bring love and light into the world and to maintain that, sometimes saying no can feel unloving. But you have to remember, it's important to always honor your own truth and to honor your own sacred space. And you can communicate your boundaries in a loving way, and you can assert them in a loving way and sometimes that is walking away from someone, and that's okay. We're not here to heal everyone. We're here to heal ourselves and allow that healing and that love to ripple out to others. But sometimes love is saying no, and that's okay. And so I just want to make sure that all of you know that the energy of today is, and the energy of this weekend, and it is interesting because it is Easter weekend. It is a weekend that we're celebrating the death and the resurrection of Jesus. And a lot of times during this, and not everyone celebrates that. Some of us are celebrating Ostara, which is springtime and fertility, and the fact that we're changing seasons at this time, moving from winter to spring, and just really celebrating life and celebrating family. A lot of times family comes together at this time of year, and we spend time with family physically. And this time of year, because of quarantine, a lot of you aren't able to do that. And so how can you spend time with family? How can you spend time with loved ones that aren't currently physically with you? And that could be done by virtual meeting, using Google Meet or Zoom, or it can be done just by old-fashioned phone call, just giving someone a phone call and saying, hi, and I'm thinking of you. So how can you spend time with people that you love, people that you care about this holiday weekend in quarantine? I wish you all well. I hope that this message resonated with you. Take what did, and throw the rest into the fire. Until next time, namaste. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. Happy Ostara to those who celebrate. And be well. Bye.